Hello everybody, welcome to Spa Day. If you are new, my name is Chris. Today I'm going to talk about products, lotions, body treatments, oils, fragrances that remind me or make me feel like I'm in a spa, even if I'm at home. Going to the spa, getting pampered is for me a really big treat, and I don't get to do it that often. So if I could recreate that experience at home, the better for me. And over the past few years, I have gathered products, whether it's from spas I've actually been to or fragrances, body care, body products that remind me of being in a particular spa. I've been waiting so long to do this video, so I'm going to jump right in. Before I get started, if you have any spa products, body care, lotions, body sprays, perfumes that give you that spa experience, let me know in the comments below. And with that, I'm going to show you mine. So the first smell like a spa products I have to show you are actually from a fairly famous spa in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And if you ever get a chance to visit the spa, I highly recommend it. It is called 10,000 Waves Spa. It is one of the best spas I ever visited. My family went out to Santa Fe several years ago for a ski trip. I actually wasn't skiing on this trip. I had previously broken my leg on a trip a couple years before. So I was taking it easy and I was actually hiking while my family was skiing. And we were staying at a fairly nice resort in kind of the outskirts of Santa Fe. I don't want to name the name of the hotel. Let's just say it rhymes with the Four Reasons. But anyways, we went there. I booked through Travelocity, got a pretty good deal. And when my family was skiing one day, I thought, hey, I'll go visit the spa. And I went to go look at the spa services and literally had to pick my job off the ground. The spa services were like $200 to $300 for an hour for someone to ding chimes around your face. Santa Fe is a very earthy, very natural city. I looked into the 10,000 Waves spas because I knew it was very famous. Even though it wasn't really close to my hotel, I was able to book like 5 or 6 services that day for almost the same price for one service at the Four Reasons spa. It's actually on the way to the ski resort in Santa Fe. It's in the mountains and it's beautiful. And it has like this Japanese Zen vibe to it. You walk up all these stairs to get to it. It's absolutely beautiful. It was a day I'll never forget and I'm so glad I went there. But as I was finishing the day and I was taking my shower, they had products in the shower. One was like a yuzu scent, the other was Hinoki. And I love pine, I love anything evergreen. And I tried both and I was blown away by their line called Hinoki. I went to their shop, bought a bunch of products, took them home with me and loved them for years. I'm now kind of on my second set for everything. So let me show you what I have. I have the whole line. I have the body lotion. I have the shower gel, it's empty. Got a backup for Christmas. I have the bath and body oil, shampoo. I've got the Salt Glow. Let me tell you, if you like fresh, woody scents, this is so hard to beat. My mother is so picky, and I discovered a shop in Houston that sells this line. It's that store I've talked about before. I'll list it down below. But I found out that they sell this line, and I bought a bunch and brought them home. And my mother, who is so incredibly picky, fell in love. Bought the whole line for herself and my daughter, who's really picky. The three of us, we never agree on anything. She subsequently, I noticed that half my products were gone in her little bath. So the three of us really love this line. You can order online. They have a small shipping fee. But if you like juniper and pine, you cannot beat this. It is a fresh, evergreen scent. And in fact, let me see what it says on the back. It says, inspired by the piñons, which is a pine, and junipers surrounding the Waves Spa. In the mountains of Santa Fe, the spirit-renewed scent of Hinoki rejuvenates and relaxes. Developed for use in our Japanese spa, this lotion conditions your skin, blah, blah, blah. But I absolutely love these products, and every time I use them at home, it does transport me. It's transportive. I kind of feel like I am in the mountains somewhere luxurious and not in my bathtub in St. Louis. So anyway, that's the first set of spa products that make me feel like a spa at home. So one of the scent profiles I love and give me the experience of a spa is anything scented with mint. So I already talked about pine, so I love the fresh pine evergreen scent, but also I love the scent of mint. Mint is used in aromatherapy because it is very therapeutic. It can be relaxing and it can help with anxiety. I love the scent profile of mint, and the more realistic, the better. So real mint or spearmint I love. I find that for me, the Bath & Body Works kind of hits the mark for what I'm looking for because it's a little too commercial and it veers away from the true scent of mint. There's always something added to it that's a little too perfumey. So I found some products that are really more mint centered and more realistic aromatherapy types of mint. And so I'm gonna go through that. And I have a couple fragrances that have mint in them. So the first body product with mint that I love is from Origins, and it's their Smoothing Souffle. I think they just, oh God, that smells so good. This is like a peppermint. Peppermint or a spearmint, which is really sweet mint. So it's very, very minty. It's the mintiest of the mint. And I think they just stopped carrying this on their website, so I bought mine at the cosmetics company store. Mine has a lot of Origin products, so I'm always taking a peek and see what they have. So I was thrilled when I found this body cream. This is amazing and very peppermint and spearmint. More spearmint than peppermint. So to me, spearmint is the mintiest and the sweetest. So that's my Soothing Souffle. The next one is from the other spa that I've been to in Southwest Utah. For about 8 years in a row, I would go on a trip with my girlfriends, and it's a place called Red Mountain Resort, and it's basically hiking. You hike and there's lots of activities and really get in shape for the week, but they have a spa there, and if you book on a certain week, you get a free spa service every night. So that's one of the reasons it's my favorite week of the year, because I would go get to hike in the beautiful mountains of Utah and then I'd get a spa service. So I'm not used to that type of pampering. And that all stopped with COVID, but I will be going back this year. I'm very excited. And the spa there is called Sagestone Spa. And their spa products are super natural. A lot of the products are made from local materials. And it's very arid down there, so sage, mint, woods, that kind of thing. So when I went there and I tested their products, when I went there and used their products in their shower, I was blown away. They were also very mint centered. I smell like a spa at home with their lotion. This one is eucalyptus mint. It does not have any eucalyptus. It is really mint. It is maybe 90% mint and 10% eucalyptus. So I love it. And at first I was a little I thought the products were a little bit on the high side. This one is $22 for the lotion, but I've had this for 2 years and it lasts a long time. And when I go to my gym and take a shower there and I put this on, I've worked out, I feel great, I have a shower, I put this on, I feel so relaxed. I'm so relaxed and I'm ready to wind down for the rest of the day. And every time someone walks by me, they say, oh my gosh, you smell so good. So I got their whole line. You can tell their body wash, I'm almost done with it. And I have their shampoo and conditioner, which is different. This is rosemary orange. It has a lot more rosemary, but it's still very spa therapeutic and it does a great job for my hair. I don't know if they list the products on their website, but if you've purchased from them before, you call them up, say I want XYZ, and they'll ship them to you and you just have to pay the cost and whatever the shipping is. If you love a realistic mint scent, these products are great. And I'm able to recreate that spa at home. The minty ones from the department store and Bath & Body Works, I have Candy Cane. This is from Philosophy. I got this on sale around Christmas time on Macy's, I think for half price. This is really good. This is very chocolate peppermint. It's a candy cane, but you can just smell a little bit of that chocolate in it. So it's 90% candy cane and a little bit of chocolate. And the Bath & Body Works, their peppermint twist, their one is very good. That one has a lot more chocolate. So that's more of a decadent gourmand fragrance with mint as opposed to a true spa smell. So now let's get into the fragrances. Before I leave the mint zone with regards to body products, bath products, I forgot one of my most frequently used products is actually this Castile soap by Dr. Bronner's. This is peppermint. I have like 5 different scents, but I use this all the time. I don't know if you can see that. It is almost gone. It is down to here. I use this for so many things. I use it for my baths. It doesn't lather a ton, but it still gives you that mint bath experience. I also use this to I dilute it and wash my makeup brushes. I have washed my hedgehog in this. This is very safe. You can dilute it and use it for your countertops. This can be used for everything. I don't know, maybe this is like $15, $20, and I've had it forever and I use it for everything. So this is a fabulous product that you can get the spa experience and also wash your pets at the same time. Okay, now we're gonna go to the fragrance. Which one am I gonna grab first? Okay, I'm gonna grab one that nobody talks about, including me, that has a note of mint. Mint is very hard to do in fragrances without it being too toothpastey or smelling like mouthwash. I have 3 right in front of me that I think have really kind of nailed it, do a good job incorporating the note of mint without going into toothpaste or mouthwash zone. The first one is Menta by Miller & Bertaux. Oh, I'm gonna put it right here. So this one is the least minty of the 3. This has jasmine and some citruses. So it is a light floral fragrance with minty touches. So I would say it's equally floral and citrusy as it is minty. It's very light, and this has a note of coffee bean. I don't really get that. I don't get coffee, but yeah, I don't get coffee. I've never gotten coffee. It has a note of coffee, I just don't get it. But it is a very lovely fragrance that not only does it smell like it could be in a spa or a product in a spa, it is kind of a nice everyday fragrance. It's very, very light. If you like your powerhouses, stay away from this, but this is light. This would be actually gym appropriate. I have worn it to the gym, office appropriate, work appropriate, gatherings, or for people who like light fragrances. The next one I'm going to choose is, You or Something Like You by État Libre d'Orange. So this is basically a straight up mint julep with maybe a touch of florals, and I mean a touch. It's just a little bit soapy and there's something musky about it, but I still get that lovely mint. It's very grounding, it's very fresh, it's very light, it's very invigorating. It's got that cocktail vibe. The mint in here is incredibly realistic. Mint grows wild in my yard, so it's all over the place. I bring it in and try to incorporate it into my dinners every night in the summer when it grows. It's a touch soapy, but not overly soapy. There's a greenness, maybe like a fresh grassiness here, and a little bit of musk. This one I really like, realistic mint. And the last one I'm going to grab is by Guerlain, and it is Herba Fresca. This one is another nice one. So this one, the mint is present. It's not as prominent at all as the mint in You or Someone Like You. It definitely has, it's more earthy. It has more of a tea-like note. It's less sweet, maybe a hair bitter, just a hair, but it's green, it's earthy. It's herbal, it's refreshing, it's very spa-like. It's something that I would want to smell like if I went to a spa. When I wear it, it gives me that spa-like experience. It's very relaxing. And this one is really good for hot days because it's green, it's herbal, it's refreshing. So 3 very good fragrances that incorporate the note of mint. They do it well without going into mouthwash zone. They kind of make me feel relaxed, a little zen-like. These fragrances, because they have mint in them, just make me feel relaxed and refreshed, which is how I want to feel if I haven't been able to get to a spa. So next up, I'm bringing the Southwest spa experience to my home with the next fragrance, and I spoke about this one in my haul, my pickup video. This fragrance and the line I discovered last year is really a hidden gem. They are a fabulous house. They are the house of There Then, and they are a female-owned company. Everything's cleanly formulated, free of dyes, parabens, they're vegan, etc. They even recycle driftwood as part of their bottles. And the fragrance I picked up that reminds me of a spa from the Southwest is called Matahiya or Matalija Poppy. And there is a place in California called Matahiya. I know I'm butchering the name. I even looked it up. Siri wouldn't tell me how to pronounce it. There's a wildlife area in Southern California near Ojai, and it's called Matahiya. Matahiya Poppy is about nature and wildlife. Now, when I smell this, it immediately transports me to Utah, to the spa that I spoke of, Red Mountain Spa or Red Mountain Resort, because that area is very arid, it's dry. The vegetation there is very dry, and the fragrance inside reminds me of the vegetation there. So I feel like I'm in the foothills somewhere dry and arid, And this fragrance perfectly encapsulates that experience in Southwest Utah, the place I like to hike. They have a lot of wild sage, and even though there are no notes of wild sage in here, it gives me the overall feeling of wild sage and other dry vegetation. It really, oh my gosh, I absolutely love this fragrance. I've had a couple of you tell me you bought this after my last video and you love it because you're from California and it reminds you of Southern California. So this reminds me of Utah and Southern California, the very dry, arid climate with the vegetation that's on the drier side, not the green side. So this has papyrus, there's ivy, there's juniper, there's orange or a blood orange, and there's a very slight milkiness to this. The more I wear it, the more I pick up on that creaminess, and maybe this just had to sit a little bit, but the longer I own it, it gets a little bit sweeter. It transports me to one of my favorite places on earth where I go hiking. I like to grab some of that wild sage and just smell it. It's so relaxing and refreshing. And this fragrance encapsulates that spirit of dry, earthy vegetation. And I 100%, when I wear this, I just immediately feel relaxed and happy. And they just started with the body care line. So of course I have the matching lotion, and this is really good. These two transport me to the beautiful Southwest and everything that comes along with it. I love that they offer discovery sets and they offer all different sizes. This is actually the 30 ml. This is the largest size they have. They have 10 and 15 ml. Their fragrances are very approachable and they're affordable. So bringing the Southwest Spa to my home with There Then and Matahiya Puppy. And right on cue, the birds are singing, spring is coming. Let's talk about the next two fragrances that kind of give me that spa experience. The next one up is Juniper Sling, and so this one smells like a gin and tonic minus the lime with some citrusy freshness, a little bit of pepper, and some spices. So the juniper berry and the evergreen note in here are very heavy in the beginning. I feel like I'm in the foothills of again, California, Utah. I just got my spa treatment. I'm walking home. I'm refreshed. I just had a shower. And I just put their spa products on, maybe their shower gel and the lotion they had there in the spa that are very citrusy and woody. It smells very good, very natural. It's fresh and woody and warm at the same time. There's something, so it has like these fresh notes, but it's got some deeper notes too. There's like pepper and something leathery. I'm getting a leather in the dry down. So kind of like a push and pull from some opposing notes, but the overall experience is something I feel like I would experience at a spa somewhere in California or Utah. It's very refreshing. I would wear this in the summer. This to me is a summertime scent for many reasons. I think that scent profile goes with the summer, goes with the warmer months, and also it's light wearing. It does wear lightly, so it's gonna be great on a hot day, in the warm weather, in the hot weather. This will not suffocate you, and some people might find that it wears too lightly, but this kind of fits in that category, that clean girl, that clean person aesthetic. And that is Juniper Sling, in my opinion, a very juniper forward but light wearing fragrance that I adore. This next fragrance I have never spoken about, and it's going to take me to the spa in Santa Fe, because this fragrance here, and this is Ombre de Merveilles, I've never spoken about it, and I don't wear it that often, but when I wear it, I do enjoy it. And this one is a sweet, incensey, ambery, patchouli fragrance that is also very powdery, and it reminds me of the oils I had in one of my spa services when I went to the spa in Santa Fe. And it reminds me of the oils there, the Ayurvedic oils that were used on me. So this just kind of reminds me of those warm oils used in a massage, and it just, every time I smell it, I think of that massage I had, that beautiful massage I had years ago in Santa Fe. It does have a slight vintagey flair, in my opinion, so this might be kind of a love or hate. I can see a lot of people just loving this fragrance, and a lot of people who enjoy more like fruity florals not liking it at all, because there is something about it that gives off a little vintagey flair. But I love it because it does have that Ayurvedic oil type of a scent, and it reminds me of having a treatment in a lovely spa. With the next fragrance, I'm going to transport you to what I think an Italian spa would smell like. I went to Italy finally last summer, but I never went to a spa. This fragrance gives me the vibes of an Italian spa, and it's one of my recent pickups by a line that I love, and it's an Italian line, and it's Milano Fraggerzi. If you are a return subscriber, you know I already have Panettone. I got that back in the summer, and I subsequently followed that up with Basilica, which is a beautiful semi-gourmand incense fragrance. So this was not a blind buy. I knew I wanted to get it, and so I've been slowly adding these fragrances into my fragrance collection, my fragrance wardrobe. But this one to me smells like an Italian spa. There's something about it that smells very spa-like. In fact, I have the notes right here. This is the little sleeve that came with the fragrance. So there's amaretto, lavender, you've got sage, geranium bourbon, fir balsam, moss, and vetiver bourbon. So a lot of aromatic notes that are in a lot of spa products. There's something very refreshing about it. Maybe it's the lavender, and the sage, but it's not super green. It's not overly aromatic. There is a sweetness to it. I would have thought there was something like a lemon and a little bit of vanilla. There is geranium in here, and it doesn't smell like typical geranium. So I'm thinking there's some sort of, nope, it doesn't say vanilla. There is something slightly sweet about this fragrance, but it's not a gourmand and it's not a sweet fragrance. It's just not bitter, and it doesn't have that bitter aromatic vibe. It is a fresh, aromatic, floral fragrance that I would imagine a spa would smell like in Italy, maybe a spa on the coast. There's nothing aquatic about this. It has a wonderful aromatic floral freshness without being too masculine, even though I think this is very unisex, would appeal to pretty much everyone. And I love it. Maybe it's the amaretto in here that I'm getting that's giving it a little bit of sweetness. Now that makes sense. So that all makes sense, but a fragrance that I plan on wearing a lot in the spring and the summer. This is kind of like the vibes to this read spring and summer. So I plan on pretend visiting my Italian spa with this fragrance in the spring and the summer. What are we gonna do next? Okay, I'm gonna pick up one I just talked about. This is winter. This reminds me of like being in a spa at Christmas time, because this is a Christmas tree coated in lavender and sprinkled with cardamom. This is really nice. It's a little bit sweet. It's not bitter at all, and it's not overly aromatic. The vibes I get with this is a wonderful wintertime holiday kind of Christmas vibe without it being gourmand. So this isn't gourmand, but I just imagine being in a spa at Christmas time. This is also, I think this is a cleanly formulated fragrance, and it has lavender. The lavender in here is an easy lavender to take. A lot of lavender is overly soapy and harsh, and I think that's why a lot of people don't like lavender. It's very easy to take in here. There's just a touch of sweetness, and it is quite lovely. So the last in this trio is one it's by Clarins, and this one is called Eau Dynamisante. And this kind of reminds me of a very old school spa, like a spa if I went to like an old uppity spa in California that's been established for 200 years, maybe in La Jolla, and they only carry one product. It's a very unisex product. I imagine this is what that spa product would smell like. So it's lemony, there's an aromatic vibe to it, it's a slightly herbal, and it almost goes into the fougere range, but it doesn't quite get into fougere territory. So this is one that I think leans the most masculine. It's unisex, but definitely I think a lot of people might think it pulls on the masculine side. It's very fresh and clean and soapy, but not overly green. So it's got a little bit of soapiness in there. And I think the green is from sage or rosemary. Maybe it's rosemary. Yeah, I guess maybe that is rosemary. Kind of reminds me of the products that my grandpa, one of my grandpas, he was very fancy. He was very fancy, very dapper. It reminds me of kind of some of that aftershave that he would use. But again, taking me to a spa, taking me kind of to a fancy unisex spa somewhere in California or even Europe, kind of an older established spa. I don't know if this is an eau de toilette or an eau de cologne, but I think the lasting power is pretty decent. I have a few more things to talk about and then I'll wrap it up. Okay, I've got two more perfumes, some body products, some oils, and that does it. So the next fragrance is something that I wear when I want to channel my inner hippie, and it's my hippie spa fragrance. This fragrance was my gateway into Lush, and after I became obsessed with this scent, I never looked back and fell head over heels in love with Lush in general, and that is Karma. This one was a love at first sniff. Oh, I love this. This is patchouli, orange, and lemongrass. That's basically what it is. I think there's all sorts of other notes, maybe pine or fir, but what I mainly get are patchouli, like an orange, and a lemongrass. So the constellation of kind of reads hippie to me. Hippie, or what some people refer to as products in a head shop, you know, that kind of patchouli. But I love it, and this is the fragrance I bring down to Texas when I go visit my parents. I don't know why, I just love it. It travels well. I love the way I smell. It's just very comforting, and it reminds me of like a hippie spa. So I love it. And the body butter or the body lotion, this is my second one. I'm almost finished with it, and they make really nice travel products. I travel with my Karma, love it. And the next one kind of reminds me of a spa in the Middle East, and this is like a monster. It is called Modernity, and it is by the fragrance house Borouj. They are a Middle Eastern fragrance company. This reminds me of like a spa shampoo or body products. I would imagine if I went to a fancy spa in Dubai, it would smell like this. This has a little bit of florals. I don't know the notes. I looked them up. I tried to look them up on Fragrantica. They weren't available. This is a spicy, woody fragrance with a strong Middle Eastern musk and some florals in the background and maybe a little bit of fruitiness. So very strong on the woods. It's very woody but not oudy. I know there's some florals in here. I would guess like a jasmine, dark rose kind of a thing. And there's a little bit of a fruity sweetness, like a deep fruity sweetness, maybe a plum. So put those all together. It is a luxurious shampoo or a spa product from a spa, I'm imagining like somewhere exotic in Dubai. This thing is a monster. It's like 2 sprays, it will last you all day. It's got that very heavy Middle Eastern musk that just lasts for days, and the woodiness in here is very deep and heavy as well. So not for the faint of heart, but a very interesting fragrance, one that kind of transports me to what I would think is a spa in Dubai. I've never been to Dubai. And the last thing I would say is products that I do buy that I bring home because I want to kind of recreate that spa experience. Aveda carries a lot of oils that to me kind of read spa. They change them from time to time. One of them I love is Peppermint. This one is called Stress FX. You know, almost, it kind of reminds me a little bit of their Shampure products. Shampure is one of my favorite shampoos. This one is called Chakra 1. It's just like a blend of essential oils that smell really good. This one happens to be a body mist. If you ever go by an Aveda store, I highly recommend you checking out their oils if you're looking for something to bring home and kind of recreate that spa experience. But that was it. That was my smell like a spa. Bring the spa to your home with these products that I have and I use to try to recreate that experience for myself. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you have any products that remind you of a spa or a spa-like experience, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to see what you have or what you've tried before. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed your spa time with me, and with that, I'd love to see you on the next one. Matahiya, Matahiya, Matalija, Matahiya.